Well, you guys are probably getting quite accustomed to me doing my post-race debrief in my backyard. Here it's late spring, so the trees are just starting to bloom, even though it's May 6th. Oh gosh, this was race attempt number 3 to qualify for Vegas, and the third time I came up short. Again, in the 5 to 10 minute range. So I'm just not pushing myself hard enough in training, or setting a low enough target time or something. But you know, for the run, I should be running the half marathon time in 1:35 or less. The bike, I should be doing that in the low 2:20s. And the swim, there's no reason for me to be over 30 minutes. And this one, I was at 37 minutes. It's just horrible. It was freezing water though. That water was, gosh, that water was cold. I had neoprene booties on. And I wish I had something for my hands. You're not allowed to wear anything on your hands. And my head would have been nice to have a neoprene hat too. It was just brutal. But about 400 meters in, you stop thinking about that and just swim, and I probably didn't push hard enough. But my power meter on my bike, the battery went out about 10 miles into the ride, and I was really using that heavily and trained to that, and I was above my expected pace when the power meter went out, and I probably just wasn't pushing hard enough. Because today I can walk fairly normal. My calves are a little sore, but it's not like Miami where I was struggling to go down the stairs over there. I finished that just over 5:01, and the last qualifier in my age group finished with a 4:51 or 4:55, somewhere in that region. And so that's even with 75 slots, and they gave 10 out to my age group, and they just, when you finish 27th, it just doesn't make it down that far. So I got to figure out how to get up to 10th place. And so I don't know. I'm probably not going to actively pursue it for this year. I may regroup and see what I'm going to do next year. I'll just have fun the rest of the year. Just disappointing and frustrated. And anyway, I really enjoyed triathlon, and I got another race coming up here in 2 weeks, the Olympic distance in Green Bay, and then 2 weeks after that I have a High Cliffs half. That was my first half distance race that I did in 2010, and I'll be going back there for the third time. This will be my 8th half Ironman distance race, and I'm getting quite comfortable with the race techniques. Now I just know I got to push harder. And then we're going to do the USAT Olympic Nationals. They're here in Milwaukee this year, so last year's Racine performance qualified me for that, and I finished easily in the top 10% of this in St. George race, so I'll be re-qualified next year, and it'll be back here next year. And then also going to do the USAT Long Course National Championships. It's actually at a Rev 3 event in South Carolina in October. So that'll be the end of my season there, October 13th. I think officially I'm not going to attempt to go for Vegas anymore. It's just been too disappointing, and I enjoy triathlon too much to not be happy after a race. So I just think I'm putting too much pressure, or I've got to ramp my game up and get that 5 or 10 minutes out. Thanks for all the supporters who came out. It was really nice to meet a lot of you in St. George, to hear you call out my name, and then to introduce yourself as meeting me from YouTube. So that's really cool. Challenge you, and whatever you're doing, to push yourself, to have fun, and to realize that it's more than who we are, and but it's definitely something we can enjoy. Hey, look, I wanted to give a shout out to John Ginder, who finished his first Olympic triathlon in Knoxville on Sunday under horrific conditions. 50 degrees and rain, cold water, upstream swim for half of it against, very heavy current, and he finished in 3.5 hours, and so that was good for going out for his first attempt at Olympic distance. And then Michelle Kennedy, who went and completed her first half Ironman in midway preparation for doing her Ironman, and I think she would say that she found the half Ironman course to be quite challenging. Look at it and you can be a decent cyclist, but there's still the swimming and running that you have to do. And so anyway, good luck to those of you who've got triathlons coming up here in the next couple of weeks. Ian, I think you have one on the 19th in your hometown.